It has been quite the day in U.S. politics as Donald Trump's top donor, Elon Musk, has set off a number of tweets concerning Donald Trump, bringing Trump's character and integrity further into question than it already is. More specifically, Elon Musk is alleging that Donald Trump's name is referenced in the Jeffrey Epstein files, and that Donald Trump's name is being referenced in those files is the reason why those records have not been made public. However, Elon Musk has also sent out a tweet that says, quote, "Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude." And it is this particular tweet that perhaps deserves more focus and more attention, particularly given the larger socio-political context of the United States at this particular point in time. This is Judge Rachel Tangway. She serves on the New York State Supreme Court, and she has recently ruled in a case that concerns the accuracy of the election results of the 2024 presidential election as well as the Senate election results for Rockland County, New York, that discovery must move forward in this particular case. The case is being brought by Smart Legislation, which is the action arm of Smart Elections, which itself is an election watchdog group to make sure that election results are accurate. According to its founder and executive director, Lulu Frystad, that, quote, "There is clear evidence that the Senate results are inaccurate, and there are statistical indications that the presidential election results are highly unlikely." In an extended quote that Lulu provided, she goes on to state that, quote, "If the results are incorrect, it is a violation of the constitutional rights of each person who voted in the 2024 Rockland County general election. The best way to determine if the results are correct is to examine the paper ballots in a full, public, transparent hand recount of all presidential and Senate ballots in Rockland County. We believe it's vitally important, especially in the current environment, to be absolutely confident about the results of the election." And the reason why this particular lawsuit is being filed by Smart Legislation is that because in the Rockland County area, there are more voters have sworn they voted for independent U.S. Senate candidate Diane Sayre than the Rockland County Board of Elections counted and certified. Importantly, and additionally, what is also a cause for concern is that the presidential election results in Rockland County also exhibit numerous and statistical anomalies. And what those anomalies are is that they are taking place in multiple districts within Rockland County, wherein hundreds of voters chose the Democratic candidate Kirsten Gillibrand for Senate, but where no voters selected the Democratic presidential candidate, who is, of course, Kamala Harris. And according to a statistician working closely with Smart Legislation and accordingly on this case, that is statistically highly unlikely that took place. So in this case, two things are really at center here. One, missing ballots as well as drop-off irregularities. Let's look at each one of these in turn. More specifically, in District 39 of Rockland County, 9 voters signed sworn statements saying that they cast ballots for Diane Sayre in the U.S. Senate race. However, the Rockland County Board of Elections recorded just 5 votes, a nearly 50% shortfall. In District 62 there in Rockland County, 5 voters said they voted for Sayre. The Rockland County Board of Elections recorded 3, which is a 40% deficit. As it relates to drop-off irregularities, there are some concerns there as well. Now, what is a drop-off? A drop-off is a measure of the difference between the presidential candidate and a major down ballot candidate of the same party. So when there is a large positive drop-off, that indicates an overperformance. Whereas if there is a large negative drop-off, that indicates an underperformance. There in Rockland County, the Republican drop-off was 23%, meaning that Trump actually overperformed in Rockland County. And what this high drop-off rate suggests is that the presidential candidate far outperformed his own down ballot counterpart. As it relates to Democrats in Rockland County, there was a negative 9% drop off, meaning that Kamala Harris's totals are below the Democratic Senate candidate. And the reason why this is important is because it is highly unusual that this would have taken place and was repeated across the state and across the country. So Elon Musk's tweet here is pointing to some things that perhaps we need to pay attention to. Keep it locked. More information, I'm pretty sure, will be coming out of this case. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching News in a Minute. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe on all social media outlets.